This is the One Life Podcast, hosted by Todd Lawrence.
That bitch ass slave. You know what? Put it back on it.
Shut the fuck up unless you tell us what the fuck is!
Tell that motherfucker.
Shut up!
Yeah. Welcome back to the One Life Podcast, man, with your host, Todd Lawrence. And today we got some great special guests in the building. We got some more great talent that we're bringing to y'all on the One Life Podcast. Today we here in the building with two great comics, you know what I'm saying? Two comedians that have been in the game for some time now, you know what I'm saying? I met you guys towards the beginning of my comedy career, and you guys been doing it, rocking and rolling, and actually today you came through and shot a skit with me, you know what I'm saying? Gave me a helping hand. Give it up for my men, Half and Half, and Russell Austin.
Yes,
give it up, man. Give it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta reach around and shit like that. One Life Podcast episode 23, man. This is episode 23, and I thank y'all for showing up and just being a part of the podcast, being a part of the platform, man. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Thanks for having us.
Good. Of course, any and every time, man. Like, so we gonna get right into this, man. Right, we gonna jump right into this head first. What got you guys into comedy?
I've always loved comedy as a little kid. My parents let me watch like Richard Pryor and all that other stuff. I started out doing music, and in between tuning instruments, my bandmates would be like, "Hey, talk to the audience. You're funny." So I started out doing crowd work and not really knowing what I was doing, and people would tell me I'm funny, that I should be a comedian.
Right.
And I had no idea how to get into that. And then years later of like not being in bands, I see my friends that I used to go to punk rock shows with starting comedy. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. And I started going to open mics and seeing friends I did shows with are doing comedy now.
Yeah.
And like years later, a guy who I was supposed to go on tour with as a musician,
Right,
started doing comedy, and we met up when he was on tour, and he was like in the Allentown, Bethlehem area. He was from New Hampshire.
yeah.
And he was like, "What band were you in?" And I was in a band called Nooner. He was like, "Oh shit, we're supposed to go on tour with you guys." And this was like decades after that band broke up, and I'm seeing more musicians doing comedy now.
Right. You said the band was called Nooner?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it, like a heavy metal band or some shit?
That band,
Lunatics.
that band was kind of like a indie rock, like kind of pop, like
Right.
kind of gentle music.
Yeah. What age were you when you started?
That band, I was 21, but I started performing in bars when I was 14.
When you were 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get back to your story because we still on an intro. You know what I'm saying? That's my man Russell Austin right there. He started comedy at the age of 14. Yeah, I started. You got some balls to start at 14. What?
I started music
entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining at 14, but I started telling jokes at 21, and then hitting open mics at like 30 something.
Yeah. And how old are you now?
45, I think.
Not his age.
Yeah.
Old enough to forget my age.
Family man, they'll do it to you, right?
No, I don't have a family. I'm good.
Oh yeah. You don't got no kids.
No
yet.
kids.
Yeah, you gonna be one of them old dudes popping out of kid.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Daddy is too tired to go out and play right now.
I got shit to do. I don't
I'm
have
going
time
to
for
sleep.
kids.
Hey man, Will, man, Half and Half. Give him a little introduction on your comedy start. You know, throughout this career. You know what I mean? Like, tell the people a little bit about you.
It's kind of
where you from and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Tell them a little bit.
Actually born and raised in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yeah. Shout out New Jersey. That's where I was born.
Right.
Yeah.
So
move the mic a little closer. Just
Now I've been
You can move it on the bottom.
So now I've been in Scranton for the past 22 years. But I started comedy kind of like Russell, you know, growing up watching Comic View, Def Comedy Jam. At the time when they were CDs, I had all the CDs, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy,
right.
Adam Sandler, Robin Harris. I would actually fall asleep to Robin Harris' Baby's Kids. So I always was in love with comedy. And I just happened to do, I used to work with Hamburger.
Yep. I seen Hamburger perform before at Scotty's. Shout out world famous Scotty's.
Right. So he took me to my first comedy show.
Yeah.
And
Hamburger?
Yeah, Hamburger took me to my first comedy show. It was a show that he hosted.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the comedians, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do this. I actually went home and did a home show for my sister and her friends. And then
what age was this?
I think I was probably 20.
Yeah.
So 20, 22, something like that.
Yeah.
And
while you were still in New Jersey.
Yeah, while I was still in New Jersey. My sister lived in Scranton, but I did the show in Scranton at her place.
Right.
And then Hamburger took me to another spot to perform. Cool Bubba Ice put me on my first.
I seen Cool Bubba Ice
show.
perform as well. Shout out Cool Bubba Ice.
Yeah, he put me on my first.
His impressions are mean.
Definitely.
He got great impressions. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And it just started like working around. You know, shout out to Purnell. He would take me sometimes. Smokey Suarez always had like
Purnell. What's his
Holloway.
name? Yeah. I seen him perform too.
Right.
And shout, you said Smokey Suarez?
Yeah.
Shout out Smokey Suarez. Yeah, I seen Smokey. I performed on the same stage with Smokey Suarez.
Yeah,
he is. He's a GOAT. He's a legend. Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it started for me.
Right. So let me ask you a question to go off what you just said. When you got started, how was the love when it came to showing up on set, getting your 5 minutes in, you know, being around, you know, meaning you're around all of these top dogs, you know, when you first started. How was that love as far as like you know, that motivation to tell you like, yeah, you got it, youngin', or how was that? How did that work?
The love was there, you know, definitely the encouragement and the inspiration was there. I never had any, you know, hate from any comics, you know, on a set or whatever.
Right.
Now if they talked about me behind my back, you know, I don't know.
Right.
But no, I always experienced the love.
And the motivation.
Yeah, of course. Now when you bomb, obviously you bomb. Nobody want to touch you.
Right.
You know what I mean? They rather you leave the building. They don't want none of that.
Now to feed off of that, right? To feed off of that, you know, because with any sport, you're gonna drop a pass.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, what's your opinion on, you know, giving that tough love or whatever, you know what I'm saying, when you bomb? You know, I feel like me as a man, you know what I'm saying, and when I do get up there in the game and become like a vet looked at like that, I'm gonna still try to like push the person that bombed. You get what I'm saying? Because some people see you bomb and they'd be like, yeah, they won't even pay you no mind, but then you got to pay attention. This is a young cat. You know what I'm saying? Wow, he just started. He's only on his second year, maybe his third year. Shit don't get great until later. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that practice, that you got to sharpen your blade. You know what I'm saying? Your technique.
Sometimes you need a little tough love. You need a little ball busting to motivate
Right.
you. Like your friends are laughing at you and you know you fucked up and you're like, man, I'll do better next time. I don't want them to do that again.
Yeah.
I love when I see, this is evil, but I love seeing my friends bomb because I'm the only one laughing. The crowd's quiet.
Yeah, you do be the only one laughing. Yeah, you be helping out. Yeah, with that. Yeah, you laugh at every fucking thing.
One time I seen a new guy get up on the mic and he was just doing terrible. And I'm laughing my ass off because the host is giving him the like, get the fuck off. And I'm just dying. I'm having a blast watching this kid eat shit. He's like, what are you laughing at? I go, you're new. And I just kept going.
Right, yeah. And speaking about the light when it comes to comedy, you know what I'm saying? Because we this is a comedy session right now, comedy pod session, episode 23, One Life Podcast. You spoke about the light just now. When you speak about the light, tell the people a little bit about the light. What's the light?
Well, usually the light means, hey, wrap it up, get the fuck off. And newer comics don't know that.
Right, yeah.
And they get on stage and they see the light, but they don't know what it means, and that makes me laugh.
They think I'm in heaven right now. I'm winning.
Does that mean I'm doing good? Keep going? What?
Now, you definitely have to respect the light. I think when, you know, a lot of comedians will disrespect the light. And I think anything that happens after you disrespect the light, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
If you get attacked, you know, you start bombing or whatever, like that's all you. You should have respected the light.
The light, right?
But I have a funny light story.
Yeah,
I got one too.
We had to do a prison tour.
Yeah.
And in the prison there is no light.
Right.
So we decided that we were gonna bounce the ball when it was time for the comedian to get off stage.
Yeah.
So I'm the host, and at one point, one of the comedians was on, and I had to bounce the ball. And one of the prisoners shouted out, "Yo, stop bouncing that motherfucking ball! I'm trying to hear."
Yeah. He was about to come and whoop that ass, right? Tell about it.
So I'm like, "Hey, man, no disrespect." I said, "We don't have a light in here," so we bounced the ball to let the other comedian know that their time is coming up. They need to wrap it up so we could keep the show moving.
Right.
So he respected that.
Yeah.
So now another comedian's on stage and he's doing his thing. Nobody's laughing at nothing.
Right.
He's straight bombing. And so the same dude yelled out, "Yo, bounce that motherfucking ball." So of course I had to bounce the ball. I was like, y'all win. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guards are in the back. They don't even care. Like, this is their time to take a break. They in the back snoozing.
Right.
So you can't piss these prisoners off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time getting out.
Yeah, so speaking of it, like, what you went and performed at a prison, or you were locked up and you went to the talent show?
No, we actually, shout out to Kevin Lepka. He's the one who set
The red
it
light's
up.
still blinking, right?
Yeah.
Smooth. All right, cool.
It's-
Shout out Kevin Lecca. Yeah, as long as that red light's on, we rolling. Just keep
he,
it, because I can't see it from this angle.
Yeah, he put that together, and we were just traveling around all of PA doing the prison tours.
Doing prison tours.
Prison tours.
What was that like?
Oh man.
And what year was that?
It was a few years back. We were doing it like annually.
Right.
For a while, and then we stopped. We looking to do it again though. But man,
Yeah, I'll come with y'all on that one. I got my prison jokes for sure.
man, the first one was scary. You know, the you know, being
Atmosphere.
checked out, the atmosphere.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, you know, being shut in.
And you were young?
No, I was 30 plus.
Okay, cool.
You know, not too young, but it's still, it's
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah.
No matter how old
Don't
you-
drop the
no
soap.
matter how old you are,
Don't
it's
trip
prison.
at this block.
Right. And we're walking through the yard, and at the tower, like none of us, I guess we had our badges on or whatever. So the dude took his job very serious, like, "Yo, put your badges on." I'm like, who the fuck is breaking into prison? Like, really? You this serious? But like, yeah, it was scary to, the first time, they walk us through, we go to the auditorium. We're sitting on stage, and next thing you know, just the prisoners just come walking casually in. And I'm like,
Come swagging through.
just walking through like nobody's business. And one of them started walking up on stage, and he walks up on me. He's like, "Hey man,
Let me get the mic.
Nah, they was all cool. He was like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, anything you need, just let me know." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't need
I
nothing
ain't
from you."
staying for long, brother, man. Yeah. He like, welcome, man. I got a pad for you. Don't even worry about it. We got honey buns. We got a couple noodles on this side. Come fuck with us.
Yeah, man. So it, the first was scary, but then after a while, they humble.
Yes.
They're like, "Man, we so happy you came through." People
Bring
forget
up
about
the
us.
spirit, yeah.
Yeah, they act like we don't exist, so we animals in here. So we appreciate y'all coming out and everything. So they showed a lot of love.
Yeah.
And so that made us, like
Gave
loosen up. And,
gave
like,
that
yeah,
energy.
We can't wait till the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. What was your toughest? What has been your toughest environment to perform in?
Toughest, it would be the prison. It would be the prison because you're talking about like we had to do Greaterford, and
Okay.
that had something like 600 prisoners.
Right.
And it was like the beginning of Lean on Me. You remember the beginning?
What's
Lean
that?
On, Lean
Yeah,
on Me.
that movie.
The movie Lean on Me.
Okay.
Joe Clark. And the very beginning scene, they were in the auditorium. They were rowdy and
Okay,
throwing
okay.
stuff and yelling. So they had the prisoners all in the auditorium as we're walking in.
Right.
So we're going down the aisle, and they're like, "You better be effing funny.
Funny, yeah,
Or
yeah.
you ain't getting out of here." Blah, blah, blah. And now, this is not a comedy environment.
Yeah.
This isn't a bar. So now we're sober. They're sober. And you got to do your
Let's
time
rock
like
and
that.
roll. Right,
And
yeah.
So like it's scary. There's no numbness.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, you just smooth doing your thing. Like it's
Yeah.
just straight up. You gotta do your thing.
Just go
Right.
go ahead and go swim.
Right.
Yeah. Russell Austin, what has been your toughest performance?
Oh, I middled a
Environment.
I middled a punk rock show.
Okay.
Middling music is hard. When people book me to like do comedy
Yeah.
at music events, I tell them, put me up front, let me do my time and get off.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we would just want to fill time between bands. That's the worst idea. Because when you're conditioned to listen to music, you don't really have to pay attention to music to enjoy it.
That beat.
And then people are relaxed or talking. They're not paying attention. Then this guy comes up to talk. They don't want to hear that shit. They want to keep talking and enjoying the music.
Right.
So you got to win over that audience. So I did that like about 5 or 6 times throughout the night.
Yeah.
And when I got up, people were like heckling the shit out of me. And so I'm like shutting people down left and right, and I'm getting hard laughs, but I'm not hearing the laughs because I'm in my head. I'm like, wish everybody would just shut the fuck up so I could do my set. And people are coming at me left and right.
Yeah.
The band is setting up behind me. They're heckling the hell out of me. I'm like, fuck, this is the worst shit I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm just in my head just thinking. And then I get off stage, and people are running up to me. They're like, man, you're the funniest comedian I've ever saw. I'm like, what the fuck? If you would just shut up, if you would have just shut up, I would have done a better set. Right. But maybe not. Maybe that's a gimmick to shut down hecklers. I don't like doing it.
Listen,
but if it's there, it's there.
Speaking of hecklers, one time I had a heckler and it threw me off my game. But it taught me, you know what I'm saying? For the next time, you just gotta, when you got a heckler, you gotta like rumble with the heckler for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
let them know you're not playing. But
there you go, because this is your time. This is your stage time. This is your show. This is your moment. Shut the fuck up.
You ever make anyone cry?
No, never did that. But yeah, you crazy. This is comedy, man. We ain't supposed to be happy in here. But that's what happened to me in that moment. I let the heckler kind of swindle me off of my material. And I kind of let the emotions take over, and I was like, oh, yeah, I just wrapped it up after that point. But when it comes to this stage and this field and this sport, it's like you got to rock and roll with these hecklers. You know what I'm saying? Let him know, yo, man, you don't want these jokes. You know what I'm saying? Sit down and enjoy this show. You know what I'm saying? Because I could go back and forth with you all day long, but, you know, I don't want to take your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got to hit him below the belt a couple times and keep it going. But I learned from that time. And I'm a youngin' in the sport. You know what I'm saying? So you live and you learn through your process, through your journey in life. You know what I mean?
I made a heckler cry once.
Yeah,
and I kind of felt bad because she was drunk in the front row, and I was at the time I was single. I was talking about being single. Now sometimes if you're being single, the hecklers want to hit on you after the show. So I'm just like, I was being nice. I'm like, calm down. Let me finish my joke. And every time I said the word single, she'd start screaming. I'm like, listen, settle down. So I'm starting to get a little pissed off. I didn't even start my set.
Yeah.
So around the 4th or 5th time, she's screaming after I say single. I'm like, listen, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Let me finish my set. I'll buy you 17 shots. I'll buy you all the fucking drinks you need. Just shut up and let me finish my set.
Yeah.
And she's in the front row. She starts crying. She picks up her phone and I hear it ringing. And it stopped. I hear her go, Brian, there's a comedian being mean to me. You got to get down here and talk to him.
Oh, yeah. He was about to come and whoop your ass.
Me being an asshole with a microphone on stage. I'm like,
you got to keep going. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Brian, get down here. Your drunk ass girlfriend's hitting on me. You got to take her home.
Yeah.
Brian never showed up. So someone's ass must have Ubered their way home.
Right. Yeah. That's hilarious.
He's probably like, I'm not dealing with this shit. I don't want to deal with a comedian.
Oh, man, it's crazy. So when it comes to comedy, man, you know, as a comedian, we have to like remember a lot of stuff that like a lot of our material. And, you know, when it comes to getting on that stage, you know, I know me personally, when I first started comedy, you know, when I would go perform at these certain spots, open mics and stuff like that, I would have like them butterflies, you know what I'm saying? And like that nerve of like, oh shit. And sometimes that nerve can cloud up your fucking memory and stuff like that. So I would get caught up, you know, I would usually get around these comics like you guys that have been in the sport a while and be like, yo, what's your technique when it comes to like remembering your material? Do you guys have any type of technique that you use when it comes to remembering your material and stuff?
True stories. You don't need to write anything down. You just relive it and add those punchlines to it. And those are authentic. Like people like the true stories the most.
Right.
Yeah, I have a cheat code.
Yeah.
I actually take a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I tape it on the back of my drink.
Yeah.
And I have like points.
Right.
That I want to make sure that I
hit.
So to the audience, they don't know. It looks like I'm just looking to see how much is in my drink. Mm-hmm. Take a sip. Mm-hmm. Now I'm on to my next joke.
I do that too.
Nobody's the wiser. Because a lot of times people will, you know, when they're first starting off,
yeah,
you know, they'll use their phone and they'll start telling their jokes from their phone. That disengages the crowd.
Yes.
Which is ironic because the phone
Right.
is supposed to connect you. But if you're telling jokes from your phone, now you're disengaging the crowd.
Right,
If
right.
you go up there with a straight notebook, you're disengaging the crowd. Now
Yes.
now it doesn't seem authentic.
Yes.
So, but I get it because you get nervous and you want to remember your material.
Right.
So, like I said, that's my cheat code.
Yeah, that's smooth right there.
And I don't do it always. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it may be a new place.
Right.
It may be a new joke that I want to work out, and I definitely don't want to forget it. So I'll have it. You know what I mean? Because some places you can't even walk in with your own drink.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been lucky a lot of times that I can tell the owner, like, hey, this is my jokes on here. I intend to buy.
Smooth, yeah.
And they're like, all right, come on in. But some places like, no, absolutely not.
Right, you gotta
Can't come in here
buy
with
these
that.
drinks
And
inside.
then like I'll be like stuck like a deer in headlights. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? They took my they
Right,
took my stuff from me.
And like you said, like even from me watching like comics like that I perform with and stuff like that, when they take their phone up and take the notebook, it kind of gives that like disengagement and looks kind of like, oh, come on, man. Like, we want that raw shit. You know what I'm saying? So I've tried that technique like maybe a couple times. And even with doing that, me still like, it's like I love to be so engaged with my audience that it's like, even when I try to do that, it's tough for me to even keep looking at it because I just want to, and I asked this one dude, I forget his name. He was like an Indian comedian. I met him at World Famous Scotty's when I was performing there.
Was it Vishnu Vodka?
Yes,
That
it
dude
was
is
Vishnu
hilarious.
Vodka. Shout out Vishnu
Yo, Vishnu,
Vodka.
I remember you.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Vishnu Vodka. Yeah. Vishnu, thank you, come again. Yeah, that's what. So he
I saw
was
him in
there.
Allentown all the time.
Bro, he was at Scotty's, and I asked him. I was like, yo, bro, because I was about to go up on stage. I'm like, yeah. He was sitting there, smooth, calm as ever, drinking his little beer, you know what I mean? And I was like, yo, bro, what do you do to remember your jokes? And he told me this. He said, listen, buddy. He said, I just, when I'm home, I look at my jokes. And then when I come here, I don't look at nothing, and I just go. He's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what somebody told him. He was like, study at home, and then when you get to the show, don't look at nothing.
Now,
So,
if you could make it part of your joke, that's smooth. Like Deion Cole has this thing where he
yes, shout out
and-
Deion
yeah.
Cole, okay, Mister on Netflix right now. Yeah,
Right. So he'll just say a joke, and if nobody laughs, he'll be like, all right, not using that. Or, all right, I'm keeping it, and it's hilarious, and it's not disengaging.
Right.
He makes it part of the joke, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times, like I said in the beginning, people bring up notebooks and phones, and it's very disengaging.
disengaging.
I like to make eye contact with the audience. I like to make eye contact with the front row. I like to look them dead in the eyes because when you look at them, there's like a little jump, like, ooh, they're talking to me.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean. Yeah,
That jump is them being scared that you're gonna pick on them.
Right.
That's what it is. That's what
They
that joke is.
they pay attention because like you could look in the back row and they'll do that too. Like they're paying attention.
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Deion Cole too because he's really the only comic that I've seen do that though. Exactly, and like I've seen him do that, and I'm like, wow, yeah, I can do that too. But it's like then you swagger jacking around. But really, everything is usually recycled in sports. You get what I'm saying? Somebody did it first, and now, they open the lane, they open the door for you to utilize it as well. You know what I'm saying? Just don't take the joke verbatim. You know what I mean? Word. Who's your favorite comedians? The top 3, top 5.
What inspired me was old vaudeville, like the Marx Brothers, the Three Stooges.
Three Stooges.
Yeah.
I could relate to that. I used to watch that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Laurel and Hardy. One of my jokes, Where Are You From? Jim Thorpe, that was based on Laurel and Hardy, who's on first, because that's the vaudeville rule of threes. 1 could be funny, 2 maybe not funny, 3 is funny, 4 maybe not funny, 5 okay, 6 not funny, 7 not funny, 8 not funny. 766 times is fucking hysterical.
Right. And what do you mean when you say that?
Because the audience is looking at you like, when's this going to end?
Okay, I see what you're
When's
saying.
it coming? Okay, he's still doing it. Why is he still doing it? It should end right now, and then keep him anticipating, and then end it.
So who's your top 5?
Groucho
Comedians.
Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx.
Gilbert Godfrey. He would
Gilbert Godfrey.
He kept up the old style. I like Doug Stanhope a lot.
Doug Stanhope.
Yeah,
I gotta look these guys up. I've seen Gilbert.
Of course you've seen me.
Yeah, there you go.
Sidney Bernstein. What can I put in this hand to make you forget all about the fact I have this in my hand?
There you go.
It's my wife's car.
There you go.
How many dead hookers does it take to screw in a light bulb? Well, want to guess? Give me a guess. How many?
Mm-hmm.
Say a number.
5.
5. I don't know how many it takes to turn me on. How many does it take to screw in a light bulb? No, I'm just
so you said 3. Gilbert, who's your last 2?
Doug Stanhope and Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx, okay. All right. Do any of those guys got color in them?
No.
Shout out all the white comics. Hey, shout out all the white comedians, man. You forgot Adam Sandler. You're such an asshole. Hey, go ahead. Who's your top 5? Good shit. I like that.
See, that's the thing. Like,
I got to look a few of those guys
Are
up.
we talking like famously known comedians, or are we talking underground?
Just, put it in your top 5 as far as the top comedians that you may go and just watch on Netflix or go and watch on YouTube. You like, people that inspired you. You know what I'm saying?
I always have Red Fox on the list.
Yep. Okay.
Definitely Robin Harris is on that list.
Okay.
Chris Rock is on the list.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy, and obviously Pryor's got to be on the list.
I think you said Richard
Pryor.
Yeah, Richard Pryor, and then you said
that's
Fox.
5. That's
okay. That's smooth.
That's 5 that I've listened to
I have
all the time. And then you got George Carlin.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like it's so many, and then you got the underground that not too many people may know of them or whatever,
right.
But they're known like the talents,
yeah,
and the Will Sylvans and the Hamburgers and the Kenny Williams and Smokey Suarez, and the JP Justices. You know what I'm saying? You have all those guys that are amazing as well.
Sean Harvey,
definitely.
Shout out to Sean Harvey. Hell yeah!
I have a Red Fox and Groucho Marx TV that they did a show together.
Really?
Yeah, I love Red Fox. He's up there.
Yeah. He rest in peace, Red Fox. Right? Yeah.
He's old as fuck. Yeah,
definitely been going for a while.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give y'all my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start with Mike Epps. Okay. Give it up for Day Day. You know what I'm saying? Mike Epps. Then we gonna go Chris Tucker. Then I'm gonna go. Yeah, gotta put Eddie Murphy in there. Delirious, raw. Mm-hmm. He brought that swagger. He brought the entertainment. These last 2, recently, this is off of recently, like, just adapting to this person and, like, liking what they bring to the stage. Marlon Wayne. Okay. Love that dude, you know what I'm saying? I love the way he hits the stage and he brings the acting and movements and the energy. I love that shit. Marlon Wayans. And then the last one I'll put up there, I'm going to put D-Ray Davis.
I like D-Ray.
Yeah, it's so long. D-Ray Davis,
it's hard
man.
to have a Mount Rushmore of comedy.
Yeah.
I mean? So,
and of course, there's a whole bunch of other comedians that are raw, rugged, and make you laugh every time you go to see them. But yeah, those are the top 5 that like influence my comedy and stuff. And Deion Cole, I love Deion Cole. How he can go up on stage and he won't even move half the time. You know what I mean? He'll stand there and be serious faced and have you rolling. So I love that shit, man. I love that shit.
You check out his show on
Okay,
BT.
Mister.
No,
okay.
the
George.
series.
Curious George or Average Joe. Average Joe. I said Curious George.
I'm actually
half over here look like Curious George.
Yeah, man, you gotta check that out.
Yeah. Average Joe, right? I watched it. Hell yeah, that was a fucking great series. You got to watch that too.
I'll look it up.
Deion Cole on Netflix. Basically, he made a series that's comical, but it's also like almost
drama.
Yes, drama.
A little bit of thriller in there.
Intensification. Yeah. It's dope. You got to watch it. It's tough. I like the way he put that together. Shout out Deion Cole, man. Shout out Netflix. I'm gonna be on there soon enough. Don't worry about it. Soon enough. You guys got any films that you guys have been in, and since you guys do comedy and stuff like that, you got anything else like that you have done prior to comedy, or like any other hobbies that kind of entertainment wise? I know you were speaking about music, Russ.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, my one band, they were on Pinball Records, and there was albums all across the country. It was kind of weird we did a show in New Hampshire. No, not New Hampshire, Vermont. And we went to the record store and we look in the section. Our CD was there. And then after the band broke up, I'm like, I'm going to check out the local CD store back when we had CDs.
Right.
And sure enough, our band was in that section.
What was the name of the band?
Nooner.
Nooner. Yeah, you said it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was a heavy metal band?
No, it was like kind of like a pop punk.
Yeah. What was one of your songs?
That was like 20 years ago. I don't even remember.
Oh shit. Yeah. You guys made a couple like records, albums. How does that work with rock and stuff?
They
tracks and shit.
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, they were in the studio recording, and I guess the label picked them up and.
And what did you do? You were the guitar player or the singer?
Yeah, I played guitar in that one. I was also in heavy metal bands. I would scream in heavy metal bands and play guitar.
How did that work? That's where you get the screaming part. Yeah.
This is a sample of the
I don't want to blow out your speakers.
Yeah. But how did that feel? That feeling like what did it feel like?
You know what?
At the end, like did you feel like relief? Like I didn't got.
You know what? Yeah, it did
almost
feel
like you busting a nut.
Like you're holding in a lot of stuff all day at your day job. You're angry about stuff, and then you're strumming your guitar away, or you're beating your drums. You're hitting the bass, and you're just screaming your head off. And it was a good being like an angsty teenager and just screaming.
Did you break any guitars?
No.
They're too expensive.
No, yeah, you don't do that shit.
No, rock stars be doing it though.
Yeah.
Those are the paid ones.
Oh,
fuck this. Just $1,000 guitar. We'll get a new one next show.
We did a show with my metal band. We're called Mishap.
Yeah.
And we did a show with this hip hop group called Wolfpack, which were like they were like juggalos.
How did that mix? Hip hop and heavy rock.
It was pretty good, but no, it was weird. But I'll get to it. But they were ex-members of the Bloodhound Gang. Like you and me, baby, we're nothing but mammal. Like they were, I guess, part of that group.
Right.
And then they show up. We did the show with them. They destroyed the venue with dildos and sex dolls.
Oh, hell no.
And we're like teenagers.
No Diddy, man. No Diddy.
We're like teenagers. We're like, what the fuck? We got to get the fuck out of here before the cops come. And one of the guys from that group had one of my bandmates a giant bag of weed because we were leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then years later, see those guys on the Howard Stern show eating a cow's dick to get their demo played.
Oh, man. No Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy.
That's too far.
Yeah, he crazy. Russell is a crazy. Yeah, he's crazy. He didn't.
I didn't do that shit, but I played with those guys.
Yeah, you done been around some wild dudes. Wild, no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. To each his own. You know what I'm saying? We still living single. You know what I'm saying? You still single?
No,
when you gonna have some kids, man? What's your plan?
Never.
Yeah. Why? What's your opinion on that, man?
You know, I'm getting too old. I'm like 45. I'm tired now. It's like, you know what? That ship has sailed.
Would you adopt or anything? Or?
You know what? I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Just so you could scream at somebody.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do Scared Straight. I'm going to go do Scared Straight programs and just yell at people.
Yeah. So is that... Now it kind of makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because when I see you perform, you got a part of your segment that you just yelling at the crowd like, "Oh, I'm here."
And it wakes up the crowd. I do a lot of dive bars.
Right.
I do bars.
And so it correlates. It kind of comes from your heavy metal days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I understand.
And
Makes sense.
It's an opener. It wakes people up.
Yes.
Because sometimes, like, if there's someone very monotone, like just speaking, and it's a dive bar, no one gives a shit. Like, okay, I'm going to get up there and win these people over.
Yeah, you're right. And you definitely come out the door just stomping and yelling and you get the attention, right? Yeah. And people may think like, oh, this guy's crazy. But, hey, you got them thinking.
Yeah, I stood on a pool table one time at a dive bar.
You did?
I stood on
Put your mic a little bit.
I stood on a pool table.
Yeah.
Because they weren't paying attention. I'm like, all right, I got to get their attention somehow.
Right.
And I ended up standing on the pool table for my 15-minute set. Plus, somebody dared me to do it.
Right, yeah.
Like, I wasn't the first comedian. Like, they just weren't paying attention to anyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I know what I'm going to do. And I stood on the pool table, and sure enough, they turned around, stopped talking.
Started paying attention now.
Paying attention. So
yeah.
That worked out for me.
One time I was running around the bar, kicking drinks over, running around the bar, and everybody just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they want to kick you out. They said, don't bring this guy back here to perform ever.
I don't think that bar's around anymore.
Yeah. Man, oh man. Do you feel like comedy is for the youth?
Nah, it's for everybody.
Yeah, definitely for everybody.
You know what? But if you hook them young, you're going to have a longer fan base. If you
When I say, do you think comedy is for the youth? I mean, like, you know, as a kid, you know, watching Dave Chappelle shows, I did that, but it was like I didn't understand really what was going on, what was being said when he's talking up there, you know, explaining his joke. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the stuff that us comedians talk about is kind of raw. When you talk about sex, maybe you talk about prison, maybe you talk about, you know, you cussing a little bit. And then you got some people that are like, oh, you know, do clean sets. What's your opinion on that?
You know what? You do what you got to do.
I know, read your crowd, right?
Yeah.
Know your audience, but also we came up that way. You know, we snuck to watch, you know, Eddie, you know, Chappelle, Red Fox. We snuck to hear the DVDs,
Right.
listen to them or whatever. So I don't think that's ever going to stop.
Right.
You know, I think that makes, you know, it makes for better comedians. The younger,
Yeah.
you're learning. You're learning a craft at a young age.
Yeah.
You know, so that's good for them. And at the end of the day, it is about building your fan base up. You know,
Right.
Picture Andrew Dice Clay doing a church. He didn't have to.
Right.
You know, he built his crowd up. He built his fan base up. He stayed true to who he was.
Right.
Now, if you can be clean, be clean. But if you can't let others, you know, judge you on that.
It's a nice tool to have
Right.
in your bag. If boogers know you could do different stuff, they're like, okay, I could put him here, put him there.
Yeah, you don't want to be a one-trick pony, but if
Right.
you know, if you can't be clean because that's not how your mind works, then know yourself as well. So when promoters come at you and say, hey, I need you to do a clean set, you
Yeah.
can say, hey, I really can't do a clean set, but I know somebody who can.
Yeah.
Right.
Hook up your friends. Yeah.
Yeah. For instance, I don't know if my man reached out to you yet. We can call him today.
Yeah.
But he asked me to do a one-man show, and I'm like, I don't really do one-man shows. They don't work out for me, but I know somebody who can.
Right. I'm taking all the opportunities come my way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Beginning stages, I'm climbing that ladder, baby.
And you are at the beginning, so you're learning yourself and what you can do and what you expect of yourself. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. Like, I know myself, so I don't want to lie to the promoters. You know.
Yeah. Don't die on the episode 23. Come on, Russell.
I inhaled my coffee.
Don't do. We call somebody. Please call 911.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. A pastor of a church can call me and book me.
Right.
But I say, hey, reach out to Hamburger. Reach out to Sean Harvey.
Right.
You know, those guys you know that can be clean. You pass the ball.
Right.
You know, so and I'm still growing and learning too, even though I've been in the industry for a while.
Yeah.
You know, but you get in the industry what you put into it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right. Amen. You
is
hit
what
that
it
on
is.
the nugget. Absolutely.
But I don't have any TV shows or anything like that, but I am a published author.
Okay. Whoa, wow.
My novel Ice came out in 2009 under Triple Crown Publications, and it's basically
Yeah, man. Yeah.
and it's basically like Boys in the Hood meets New Jack City.
Okay.
So
And what's it called?
Ice.
Ice.
Right.
Where can we find
You
it?
can find it on Amazon.
Okay.
You can get it on. You can download it on Kindle.
Yeah.
You can order it on paperback.
Okay.
You can go on Triple Crown Publications and
I
order
gotta
it
check
that
it
way.
out. Yep. Ice.
My second novel I wrote is called The Big Payback. You could get that on Kindle on Amazon.
Big Payback.
Big Payback.
Yeah.
And that is that's more or less like a thriller horror. I wanted to like make sure I could write
Written by authorized by Will
Will Half and Half Robbins.
Yep. Will Half and Half
Right.
Robbins. Yeah, look it up. Yeah.
And that's more
You said
or
The
less,
Big Payback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's James Brown.
No.
Big Payback.
I took
Say
the
it
name.
loud.
Yeah.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Right. Get down.
Yeah, you James Brown. He'll out yell your ass. Woo!
Eddie Murphy.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, but I named it, you know, for that reason. But
Okay.
it you know, the book is about getting payback.
Yeah.
But I did name it, you know, from that song, and basically it's like it's in between I Spit on Your Grave and Last House on the Left.
Right. Okay.
So if you like, you know, stuff like that, and
Yeah.
murder and
Yeah,
rape and torture and
It's
you're into stuff like
it's
that.
like some Lifetime shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But worse. I actually, when I first submitted it to my publication, they asked me to tone it down. They said, you got to tone the violence down. And
it was deep.
Yeah, so I went back in the lab. I toned it down.
Yeah,
and
right. Yep.
They came back with, hey, unfortunately,
it was too raw. This was too rugged.
I think it just didn't fit in the same wheelhouse. It's just the same books of hood books. Drug dealers, fast women, fast cars, shootouts. It was totally different from that.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't go with it. But
kind of like the skit that we just shot.
Right.
Yeah, y'all gonna see that in a second. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, look out for that, man.
But that's the second novel I wrote, and it's hard to get in the business and stay consistent with people, you know? Because right now I'm.
Do you feel that way? Like it's because when you don't get that instant feedback. What gives that consistency struggle?
Well, with my first publisher, difference of opinions and money wise and money always come into play and breaks things up. Right. So I had to go with someone else.
Got you.
Now
part of the journey, man.
Right.
One life.
And now I'm with someone else when I drop the big payback, and now they're busy with life things and it's holding me back in a little bit. Right. And now I have another novel called The Billy Blue Experience.
Okay.
Which has
it's not published yet.
No, it's not published
yet.
Okay,
it's
so
coming
I'm
soon.
trying to find a home for it where, myself and the publisher, we fit.
Yes.
Now I could self-publish, but which that may end up being
tap in publishers out there. Word.
Right. So it may
tap
end up being
half
the case,
half, man.
But you have to do most of the work.
Yes.
Which is cool because as a comedian, I can take my novels into the venues.
Right.
And now, how comedians are selling T-shirts now. I can sell my novels. I'm selling my T-shirts.
Yep.
Maybe make it bigger, get some mugs and bookmarks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the ideas are there. I just have to implement them.
Right. Absolutely. Amen. And it's going to happen as long as you put that one foot in front of the other. And excuse me, like you were saying about the gritty type of vibe and stuff, and you being a comedian, we were just talking about Deion Cole and his series on Netflix right now called Average Joe, how he swindled the kind of like grittiness with the comedy and brought it kind of to life. I'm also doing work right now with a producer. His name is Christopher English. Shout out Christopher English, man. And I got a short film out on YouTube right now, and it's called High Value Man. Right. It's a romantical comedy. Go check that out when y'all get a chance. It's called High Value Man, produced by Christopher English, man. And right now he also has, I'm going to just release it, you know what I'm saying, because it's already out there, the intro. He got another series that he got coming out, and it's called Twisted Obsession. And this one is supposed to be like a gritty type of film, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be interesting for me to play that role, of being like not being funny the entire time, but I still plan on swindling and putting in my sense of humor and some, facial expressions and stuff like that. And definitely going to look out to grab him if he needs extra characters and stuff like that. Grab my buddies right here, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all are tapped in as well, you know what I'm saying? And
how many episodes of High Value Man?
there's 7 episodes, yeah. Okay. They're all on YouTube right now, and he's
I'm subscribed.
Yeah. Yep. You tapped in, yeah. And he's in the process right now of getting them all published and putting them together to be all one. And then God's will. We'll see where it goes from there. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely could get it on Tubi.
That's what I was saying. That's the plan. You know what I mean? So that's his plan. And, and like I said, when you got a great team and you guys come together, like right now, how we came together, we making things happen right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's only up from there. You know what I'm saying? Only great things come from there. And the consistency, keep it rolling. You know what I mean? Word, man. But One Life Podcast, episode 23. I thank y'all for coming through. We're going to wrap it up shortly. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up shortly, but we still rolling right now. I want to ask y'all this important question that I ask all my talented guests that come to the One Life Podcast, man. We'll start off with half and half, and we'll bring it back this way, man. What is some great advice that you could give the people out there watching, anybody out there chasing their dreams to go with on this one life they living on their journey to a successful life?
Just know yourself. Know your limitations. Know the circle around you. Definitely believe in yourself. Don't let the opinions of others get in your way. Definitely take advice from vets. Keep your eyes and ears open. and do as much as you can within your field, whether it's comedy, whether it's writing, whether it's singing.
Right.
Consistently surround yourself around the talent and definitely know your people.
Right.
Definitely know your people that's going to help you get that push.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things a lot of people don't talk about is you got to be willing to sacrifice something.
Yes.
It's not going to come easy. When I think about comedians, I think about the ones that made it, and then you listen to their stories. How many of them lived out of their cars? How many of them,
Tyler Perry,
left a relationship?
Nick Cannon, yeah.
They may not admit it, but how many people abandoned their kids for that dream?
Right.
How many people kind of sold their soul?
Damn. Put on that dress.
Yeah. Whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Like, just know that whatever you're chasing, whatever dream, is going to come with a deep, deep sacrifice.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who has made it that hasn't made a deep sacrifice that they may say, it was worth it, but deep down somewhere they may regret it as well.
Yeah.
But they're happy for the fame, the money, the success.
Yeah, I'm putting the dress on. Just so y'all know.
I'm not
Y'all Hollywood, y'all need a nigga to put that dress on, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure that shit is not pink, you know what I mean? Make it blue, you know what I mean? Blue and black. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I swag that shit out. Give me that check, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back and clapping some good pussy. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. But yeah, this nigga, I'll probably get some ass in the dress, nigga. Yeah, this like... Yeah, man. I know my manhood. Fuck, I don't give a fuck about no dress, nigga. Just don't make me sacrifice nobody, because I might sacrifice my enemies. No. Fuck no. But what's some great advice that you could give, Russell Austin, to the people watching on this one life that they live in, chasing their journey to success, man?
Watch how you treat your colleagues. Treat them all with respect. If you don't like them, treat them with respect, because you don't know where they're going to be in 2 years. They might be so far ahead of you. They could put in a name for you, or they could say, "Don't book this motherfucker." Watch how you treat people.
Boom.
And treat
that's deep. Yeah.
Treat your audience with respect. Like, when you're out there, conduct yourself like you're running for president. When you get out there, you shake hands, you kiss babies, you buy drinks for strangers. They're gonna follow you everywhere. I did one show where there was a group of there was a table like right in front of me that laughing so hard, and I like, "You guys are my favorite table." So I bought them a round of drinks, and they booked me on a show with a comedian I respect a lot, Chris Gethard, from the Chris Gethard Show.
Shout out Chris Gethard, man.
Yeah, and they put me on a show with him, and you never know who's going to be in the audience. Just conduct yourself like you're running for president. Be nice to everybody.
Right.
Don't think you're better
Show
than
that
everybody.
love, yeah.
Be a little humble, and things will work out for you.
Yep. There you have it right there.
And
man.
also, have a fallback plan, because not everyone's going to make it in comedy. Like when Half and Half was saying, like, people give up a lot of stuff. Have a little bit of a fallback plan.
Last week made me want to give up.
Start an IRA, start a high yield savings account, throw money in there that you could forget about, and then 10 years later it'll build up, and
Talk that wisdom.
You'll be like, "Holy shit, I could live off of this." Then you could do comedy as a hobby and have your money in the bank.
You talking that real shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I got an IRA. I throw money in there. It generates interest and dividends, and every time I check it, it's bigger and bigger. So I'm just trying to...
Grateful, blessed, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Shout out to Primerica.
There you go.
That's what I'm at. Hit me up.
Yeah.
I'll put you on a Primerica.
And keep your credit good, right?
Yeah.
Y'all got good credit?
Yeah.
Good shit.
Good.
Good.
I'm good.
You working on getting it great.
I'm borderline excellent.
That's what I'm talking
I'm not
about.
fair no more, because that's the thing too. They got poor,
Yeah.
fair, and good,
Yeah.
then excellent.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
You still getting that score right.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's what it.
Pay your Walmart bill.
Pay all of them. Fuck.
I'm frugal. I don't spend money on a lot of shit, but like when it comes time to pay a bill, I'll pay a little extra, that just so it's going on to the next one.
Yeah. That's a smart thing. You pay over the interest.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Tell me about it. And one last question, man. We're gonna wrap it up. So when it comes to comedy, man, and entertainment, what's your opinion on comedy nowadays compared to back in the day before social media?
Are you talking about PC rooms?
I don't know what that is.
Politically culture rooms, PC rooms?
No, not necessarily. I'm referring to, okay, so we got they call them internet comedians, I guess, nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Desi Banks is a big one. Drewski, you know what I'm saying, another one. Who else? Jack Funny, you know what I'm saying? All these guys. what's your opinion on just people downplaying those type of comedians? Like people, you know, because I feel like it's comedy still at the end of the day, and there's different strategies on your approach to your success. So what's your opinion on, you know, comedy nowadays compared to it back in the day?
To be honest, I'm probably
Like-
too old for that. It's not on my radar to like look to the internet for
But
comedy.
you did a skit today.
Yeah.
Look, you was in a skit. So
Now it's probably going to be on my radar.
I don't. Funny is funny to me, no matter how it is. There are people who go on stage and be funny,
yeah.
and then you do have people who know how to write a skit and it's funny. And some people could do both.
Right.
And so I don't have an opinion one way or the other, or like what's better. Obviously now comedy today, it's a lot easier with the internet to reach a mass audience versus in the past when, you know, if you weren't on Comic View or you weren't on,
You had to be
Def
in the
Comedy
clubs
Jam,
every night.
yeah, you had to be in the clubs,
Handing out
promoters.
flyers, physical flyers.
Yeah, it was more physical flyers on people's cars, you
Right.
know, word of mouth, you know, going in and out of bars and,
Right.
and things. Now you just put up a flyer and put up a, you know, have the comedian say where they're going to be, and then boom, it's out there on all types of platforms hitting thousands of people.
Right. So nowadays it's more so just getting your face out there to the public,
Right.
Yeah.
So I would
building your
never-
fan base.
Yeah, I would never look at someone who does skits and be like, I'm more funny than they are. Because truthfully speaking, I don't think I could sit down and write a skit. Even though I wrote a whole novel,
Right.
I don't know if I could write a skit and perform a skit and be funny versus going on stage. Talent is talent to me. And I
Right.
give it up to anyone
That's right.
who will put themselves on a line.
Right.
Because you have so many trolls out there and opinionated people. For instance, the skit that I did with you, you're going to put that out there. I'm already nervous about it.
Yeah.
For what people
I'm
are
not going to
gonna
lie,
say.
I am too.
But I have to say, bump them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We had fun. We doing our thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, once again, you're building your fan base. Some people
Yep.
going to say, hey, it was good. It was funny. Some people going to be like, that was trash. It's garbage. Blah,
Right.
blah. And you just got to keep it pushing.
It's strong opinions. Everybody got an opinion, just like everybody got an asshole.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just fucking believe in yourself.
Right.
That's what it comes down to, right? That man in the mirror, that person in the mirror, having that strong faith. You know what I'm saying? You're going to trip on your journey to success, but just get up and keep going. You know what I'm saying? Fall forward. That's what, you know what I mean?
And we all got our insecurities. Some people just hide it better than others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm always a nervous wreck. I'll tell people all the time.
Yeah.
I said next
Sorry,
time, let me be in a position to get liquored up.
Yeah. He said, get the designated driver and we out of here. Yeah,
To the
man.
moon with the podcast.
Yes, sir. Listen, man. There you have it. This is One Life Podcast, episode 23, with my man, Half and Half, and my man, Russell Austin. Thank y'all for coming to the platform today and sharing y'all talent
Thanks,
with the world,
Todd.
man. Listen, we're going to keep elevating. We're going to keep chasing our dreams and just keep spreading that positivity around to our colleagues and the people around us, because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people nowadays fucking hang on to that bitterness and drip salt everywhere, and now everybody's salty. Nah, man. That's why I love comedy, bro, because it's like within that hour or however long that you in that room, you hear and you forgetting about all the bullshit that you was thinking about before you showed up to this room. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love comedy. That's why I do what I do. And I'm sure that's why a lot of comedians and entertainers do what they do, man. And like I said, to the moon, like Elon Musk, we're going to take off and we're going to keep running it up. Thank y'all for coming to the podcast today. And thank y'all for joining me with the skit today. You know what I'm saying? This is Love, Blessings, One Life Podcast, episode 23. There you have it, man. Peace. We out of here.
Fuck this shit up, man. Let me.
We're going to set Kevin up lovely, and you are going to help me. Or it's you and your motherfucking family.
I work for you now, sir.
That's the fuck you do. You work for me now.
Yeah, and the fuck this nigga right here.
Hey, back it up.
Alright.